officers out there and not have a job. If you want to secure me and you get paid, so be it. That's where I'm at. But if I had to, the consensus majority, I'll give up the car. I don't need it.
I'm a little bit confused by what you said, but I'm going to make, because when you mention the police officer.
I'm saying, you know how each city council person can hire a Detroit police officer to secure them. I think it's maybe, I'm not sure the time period, but it's a job for them. And if cutting out the car means cutting out another man's job, I would not be too prone to say, I don't want the car, I don't need it. I'm different, I'm unique. I really don't need the car. But if it would give another person the opportunity to work, to take care of their family, then I would take the car and I would employ the officer.
Well, again, Mildred, I would get rid of the car. There's a budget in place to employ that particular officer. You simply redeploy that officer who's more useful on the streets, out there fighting crime.
Well, let me say this, Mike.
Sure.
And I don't mean to cut you off.
That's fine.
With a city with 830,000 residents, the ratio of officers should be 8,000. Detroiters had 4,600 officers 4 years ago. You know how many officers Detroit has now?
About 1,900.
1,600 officers. So these guys need jobs.
Sure, they do.
Detroit police officers need Detroit police officers need higher salaries. It is obscene what Detroit police officers earn in a city like the size of Detroit. When you talk, one of the things we've seen on this current council is an era of privilege. People of entitlement, I guess that's a better word, entitlement. You had one particular council person who is chauffeur-driven around town, chauffeur-driven to the casinos, all of this madness. I mean, why not just everybody give up the cars and all the trappings, and who needs a security guard? I mean, you run for office to be a city council person in a city where you're afraid
you know what, Mildred,
I'm
glad you brought that up, because I wrote an article for the Michigan Chronicle a few weeks ago, and that's one of the things I address as a city council person. I am not afraid to walk my streets, and I would challenge any of the other incumbents or those who are candidates for city council to walk the streets with me and see how effective you are. I can walk the streets with a tie on. I get mad respect, as they say in the streets. But the thing is, if you're going to serve the people, why are you afraid of them? I'm not afraid, and I know many others that are not afraid. You can't be an effective leader and be in a role of servant leadership if you are afraid of the people you're supposed to lead.
You know, we're going to have your websites and phone numbers, because I know that you all want people to get in touch with you, so we're going to have them on the screen for people who are interested in contacting each one of you. And I want to thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you. No, thank you.
I got to tell you, it's quite refreshing. When after observing what we've observed on the city's legislative body, I think that change is in the air.
Yes.
Hopefully you'll be successful in getting your messages out there so that you give Detroiters some good, clean, clear, viable alternatives.
Thank you.
Yes.
I too keep hearing, one caller called my radio show and said, when you get to the polls and you look at the list, if you recognize a name, skip it.
Well, don't say that.
Not all,
Right.
You know, if you recognize someone who's been elected before, skip that name.
I agree.
And keep moving. They were saying vote for no incumbents. Join me, I'd like to thank them and thank you all for joining us today. Join me Monday through Friday on AM 1200 WCHB from 6 to 10 when we talk about issues such as the one we've discussed today, that is the upcoming election and others. Issues happening and affecting the people of the city of Detroit on AM 1200 WCHB. I'm Mildred Gaddis. We'll see you next Saturday.
The Mildred Gaddis Show has been brought to you by Wayne County Health Choice of Michigan, providing affordable, quality, and accessible health care.